Microphone check, 1 2. Webcam check, 1 2. Get rid of the little webcam PNG thing. You are now tuned into the network, the YouTube channel that takes complex networking topics and dumbs it down to a more simpler language. Y'all know how we do on this channel. Today we're going to be doing network address translation. Bloop, bloop. You can get rid of all this right here. We're going to do a lab, this lab right here from Boson Netsim. I haven't done that in a long time. I tried to look at my channel to see when the last time I did a NAT lab, and it was sometime, I want to say it was sometime last year. Yeah, because I don't think I did any this year. So this is a bit of a refresher for me. That's the challenge when it comes to these topics. You might touch a technology like say EIGRP or something like that, and then you move on to another topic. You might move on to another topic and then forget about what you learned for the other topic once you move on, you know. So it's just kind of difficult to try to retain this information, you know what I mean? So, but you know what it is. Repetition is the key to mastery. Y'all know what I say. We'll be doing this live from Boson Netsim, NAT overloading, port address PAT, port address translation is a way for us to translate a private IP address to a public IP address, but then we add a port number at the end of it, so that way we'll have we can have a whole bunch of devices on the inside network to share one IP address, the one public IP address. There's also some cheat sheets that from, once again, packetlife.net. If you guys want to get these cheat sheets right here, they have these great cheat sheets for several topics. We've been using the one that was covering FHRPs, or first hop routing protocols. So gateway load balancing protocol, VRRP, virtual router redundancy protocol, as well as HSRP, hot standby routing protocol. And yeah, again, this is the cheat sheet for network address translation. So this is an example of what I was saying about network address translation. We got these devices on the inside network, right? Let's say this is our office that we work in, right? They all sit in this private IP space, address space, the 10 network, 10.0.0.0, 10.00.1 network, right? We all know that 10 is a private IP address, the 10 network. There's also the 172 network, and also the 172.16.0.0 network, and the 192.168.0 network, right? I think it's 192.168, or is it just 192, the 192 network, the whole 192 address space? I don't remember. But anyways, there's three address ranges that are considered private, and they're not routable on the internet, right? But we can take these addresses and translate them to a public IP address, and they will share this address space when they come out, like the egress interface right here, right? And then with port address translation, we add a port number to it, so that way they each have a unique address. So example, let's say this guy is 10.0.0.12, right? Once he enters the address, once he enters the router, right, we can take that address and then tack on a public IP address with a port number at the end of it. Let's say, I don't know, 1554, and then and that's going to be his address when he exits the public address space, right? We'll do a lab, and then I'll show you an example of that, right? Here's some basic configuration right here. Today, again, we're going to be doing port address translation, right? So this is one example of port address translation. We do the command IP NAT inside source, and what are we sourcing from? A static, what do you call it? Access list, because we'll have to create an access list first, I believe. Yeah, like this right here. We have to create an access list. We don't have to create a pool with port address translation. And then we would put in what we're allowing, and then the destination if necessary, along with the port number there. That's what they did. But these are a couple examples right here. But we'll be doing this right here. We're actually doing overload. The overload keyword lets you know that it's port address translation. But these are some other examples too. Hope that explained it for y'all. But let's see. We'll give it a couple minutes for some people to tune in and stuff like that. Y'all got any questions or anything so far? Let me check the little chat right there. I gotta pull this up because we got Power Nod Shell in the building. Boson, my guy.
Woo! Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Yeah, I know. I love. Y'all know I love Boson Netsim, man. The good folks at Boson, they gave me a free version of this, a free copy of this application to kind of demonstrate on my channel and stuff like that. And I also did a giveaway. I did a giveaway about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I can't remember. But the buddy never responded. So I might be doing another giveaway pretty soon. I did that giveaway because I have 5,000 subscribers. I think there must have been like 50 or 60 entries, right? This person won, and I messaged them on the comment of that video. Said, hey, you know, reach out. I even put it out a video and said his name. I'm not gonna say it again. You'll have to go back and watch it, and then and let him know, hey. So if you're watching this and realize, wait a minute, maybe I did win. Go back and see who it was that won to see if that was you. We got Guy in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. With my little. We got Power Nine Shell. Give you a little air horn too. I'm gonna add that to my favorites right there too. I thought that was already in there. Well, anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and start this lab here. I was gonna read let me see if there's any current events that I wanted to read to y'all before we get started. Biz. Like I said, I haven't done port address translation or network address translation for a while. So maybe I'll be doing this for maybe a couple weeks to kind of refresh my memory with port address translation. But then I'm gonna have to go back and do these other labs too to kind of, I hope I don't forget the HSRP and VRRP stuff. So it's like working out, man. You got to stay in shape. You know what I mean? Botnet that hid for 18 months boasted some of the coolest tradecraft ever. Once unknown group uses a tunnel fetish and a chameleon's ability to blend in. Still don't know what the hell just happened there. It's not the kind of security discovery that happens often. A previously unknown hacker group used a novel backdoor, top-notch tradecraft, and software engineering to create an espionage botnet that was largely invisible in many victim networks.
Bruh.
The group, which security firm Mandiant is calling UNC 3524, has spent the past 18 months burrowing into victims' networks with unusual stealth. In cases where the group is ejected, it wastes no time reinforcing the victim environment and picking up where things left off. There are many keys to its stealth, including the use of a unique backdoor Mandiant calls Quiet Exit, which runs on load balancers, wireless access point controllers, which reminds me, we found there was a vulnerability that Cisco released. Well, daily they release, these CVEs. They're called CVEs, which stands for, what are they called? Anybody remember what CVE stands for? Basically, they find a vulnerability, they add a code number to it, and say, look, this is this is something that you might have to patch in your network. Well, it's like a bug, basically. And Cisco released one for wireless LAN controllers. Well, sure enough, we have this particular model of wireless LAN controller, and I don't remember if that vulnerability is on there or not. But I'm gonna have to take a look at it. We have it on our network, but it is not our live wireless local area network controller. It was the end of life one, so we upgraded, but this one is still online. So I'm gonna have to go to see again if we're if it still has that vulnerability. We have to do a workaround for that. But anyways, and other types of IoT devices that don't support antivirus or endpoint detection. This makes detection through traditional means difficult. There's also customized versions of the backdoor that use file names and creation dates that are similar to legitimate files used on a specific infected device. A live off the land approach that favors common Windows programming interfaces and tools over custom code with the goal of leaving as light a footprint as possible. An unusual way, and there's also an unusual way of second stage backdoor connects to attacker controlled infrastructure by, in essence, acting as a TLS encrypted server that proxies data through the SOS command. So basically, they find ways to get into your network and they know how to stay hidden.
Bruh.
I mean, how many of these we've seen so far?
Another one.
A tunneling fetish with socks. So anyways, they go on and on how they did it, how they get onto the victim network. They SSH into it. That's just crazy. And they just find back doors, man. And until they get caught. He said, I will claim it for him. Yeah, I'm sure you will, man.
Bruh. Nope.
Power Nutshell. When are you going to do an SD-WAN lab? Bruh, for sure. You know what's funny? Let's see. Did I see some stuff in here? I don't think there's anything for SD-WAN. I was gonna be doing a lot of this stuff from Boson Netsim because I really like Boson Netsim, but I don't think they have anything in here for SD-WAN. And not that I don't care much for it, because it's definitely on the exams for sure. I don't know. That's a good question, man. Because to get my hands on SD-WAN, that's one thing. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not too sure how I'll be able to implement it in my hardware, my network here. You know, y'all know I have a bunch of old hardware and stuff like that, and I just like, I guess, doing the traditional iOS, traditional networking. But you know, as y'all know, software-defined wider networking is the future. So we definitely got to do some SD-WAN labs, man. You're right about that. Power Nutshell, man. Yeah, definitely got to do one. So let's go ahead and get started with this lab. NAT overloading, port address translation. Implement NAT, and configure a simulated network to translate private IP addresses to public IP addresses that can be used over the wide area network. Like I said, we can't use private IP addresses on the internet. They're not routable on the internet. You got to translate them to public IP addresses for you to be able to communicate on the wider network. Your NAT implementation will minimize the number of public IP addresses used by hosts on the private network when accessing the WAN. And another reason why they use this is because in the IPv4 address space, we basically ran out of IP addresses, right? In IPv4, right? I want to say we ran out around 2011 or something like that. Network address translation and port address translations was one of the ways we were able to continue using it. I remember back then they were like, we're running out of addresses spaces. We're running out of addresses spaces. As a matter of fact, they had a little tight. It was like Y2K. They had a little countdown timer. I can't remember what the website was, but they estimated when we're going to run out of IPv4 address space. Well, we pretty much ran out, and port address translation, and that was one of the ways we did to kind of like prolong the use of the IPv4 address space. So
a few moments later,
and we're still using it. So let's let me pull up the as a matter of fact, let me pull up the net. I didn't even put the network topology for you guys. Let me copy that and draw it here. Bruh, for sure. Yep, for sure. Shout out to a guy over there in the chat. Copy. Let me paste it in my favorite program here. But yeah, that's a good point, man. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to implement SD-WAN labs on my network unless you guys have some pointers on that. I definitely should learn that. That's one of the tracks for CCNP, right? SD-WAN, enterprise infrastructure like CCIE and stuff like that. They focus on SD-WAN labs. I really want to get into security though, to be honest with you. I'm not too I would rather learn about firepower management center and stuff like that because we use that at my job. FTD, ASAVs, ASA firewalls. I'm going to be doing more ASA labs pretty soon. Once I get to CCNP certification. I've been talking about this lab for the longest, man.
a few moments later.
Oh, I got another one for y'all too. So yeah, this is the network topology we're going to be working with. Let me get the brush here. SD-WAN. But good point, man. I definitely got to learn the lab here. So anyways, this is the this router is going to be kind of like our boundary router. This will be the wide area. I mean the inside network on that side of the border, and then this side of the border will be the wide area network or the public IP address space, right? This side right here. That's public, and this is the LAN. So remember we said LAN versus what? WAN. No, I can't write with this damn mouse here. Just know that the W stands for wide area network, man. Step one. We got some basic basic commands here, which we all familiar with, right? Configure terminal, enable exit, interface. We got to have an inside interface and an outside interface, right? The inside interface is obviously going to be this side, since this is the local area network. That should be the wide area network, so that's the outside, right? Those are the commands we're going to do to say who's the outside and who's the inside interface. What else we want to know about? Damn, with that damn list. I got so many fucking windows, man. And then some show commands, show IP NAT translations, so that way we can see what IP addresses are translated, etc., 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 right? Displays the NAT table. Show IP route we are familiar with. We can see the routing table and the show running config, which is our cheat show command there, right?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
From PC, attempt to ping from PC 1 to router 3. Is the ping successful? Why or why not? So from PC 1 to router 3. PC 1's right over here to router 3. They want to know if we can ping from there to there, right? Probably won't, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't have, we would have had to fix it, right? We wouldn't even have a lab here. So let's go to PC 1, which is located over here. Take a look at the topology right here. He's PC 1 right over there. Oh, y'all know what? So take a look. This is the whole network topology right here, right? But we're only going to be concerned with, let me see. Am I looking at the right lab? What the hell is going on here? PC 2, PC 3. Let me make sure I got the right lab pulled up. Let me just double click that one more time. No. Yeah, that is the right lab. I guess we're looking at it from this vantage point right over here, right? PC 1 and router 4 right there. Y'all see that? That's who we said we wanted to ping? Yeah, router 4. We got router. Where's router 3 at, though? Because I don't see, the network topology looks different compared to that. Because this is what the network topology look like over there. They got switch 1 and 2. That's different. That is rather different. Why they got it like that? They got 3, 4, switch 1 and 2. Let me see. Just want to make sure. What part of the network they got this located at? See, switch 1, switch 2, and then router 3 and router 4. Oh, okay. So I guess they got us looking at these guys right here, who's connected to that right there. Y'all see that? So it's just all of this is just grouped together really closely. That's why it looks a little confusing there. So that is what we're looking at. We're looking at these guys right over here. Right? Router 3, router 4, 1 and 2, the switches, and then PC 1 and 3, right? Y'all with me so far? PC 1 and 3 right there. That's why I got a little confused. They just had them all grouped up and stuff like that. So they want us to ping from there to there. What is the IP address? The IP address is 180.10.1.1. Let's go to PC 1 right over here. Bloop. Scoot over and zoom out. They had it all grouped up. Let me move all of this stuff together, man. Bloop. There we go. I hope that don't confuse y'all either, man, because that's why I got confused. They had it all grouped up. So PC 1, they want us to ping 180.10.1.1. 180.10.1.1, right? Press enter. Get on our knees. Pray to the network gods.
Nope.
We got a timeout.
Nope.
Another timeout.
Nope.
Don't look like it's working, right?
Nope. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Is this ping successful? No. Why or why not? Well, probably because port address translation or network address translation is not working, right? We gotta.
You stupid.
On router 4, create ACL2. We're gonna create an access control list, right? Not the little thing that's in your knee. and configure it to be used to select. Oh, that's not your knee, is it? Well, I can't remember what part. Is that your foot? To select the range of IP addresses in PC1 subnet, so that they will be able to participate in NAT, or network address translation. So basically, we got to go to router 4, create an ACO, an access control list, to allow, who are we going to allow from the local area network to get through and translate their IP address to a public IP address, their private IP to a public IP, right? Who are we going to allow? We're going to allow pretty much this network right here, which is in the 192.168.1.0 network. That is the local area network, right? Address space. Hope y'all can see that, right? Bloop. Control Y. I guess I'll zoom in so y'all can see. All right. Let's erase all this too. So that way looks a little bit more cleaner, right? I know I need to get some Photoshop going, but y'all know I've been using Paint since like the third grade, man. Anyway, that's the address space that we working with. 192.168.1.0 network. That is who we need to allow through that router. Enable global config node. They said we can name it or number it. They wanted it access control list number 2. We say IP access list. If we question mark, we can see we can do an extended or a standard access control list. What's the difference between the two? In a standard access control list, you can only define the source. What's coming, who we're allowing from. With extended, we can define who we're allowing from and where they're allowed to go to, right? So if we're the bouncer at the nightclub, we're allowing certain people to come in, and then those people that come in, we're saying where in the nightclub you can get into, right? I got a whole video on how I explained access control lists. Just look at my the CCNP playlist. So we're gonna do, in this case, we'll just do standard because they didn't say where we're allowing to. They didn't ask for They didn't ask for all of that. We can name it and say the public or private IP or the school, right? Or we can put a number. They said to number it, number 2, so we're gonna do a number 2. Question mark. You see the CR for carriage return, which means we don't have to put nothing else in there. Once we press enter, we'll see we're in standard network access, or standard numbered access control list configuration mode. There's so many sub configuration modes here, right? We're gonna do, the first thing we can do is either allow or permit or deny. What are we gonna do? We're gonna permit something to allow it through, right? So we're gonna say permit is the first thing we're gonna do. What are we gonna do? Any source host? We specified who we're allowing. We said we're going to allow this network, 192.168.1.0 network. So let's go ahead and put that. That's the address that we're gonna allow. We can do a single host, but we have a couple hosts in that network. So that's why we need to specify a whole network, right? So 192.168. Oops. I'm getting all these Come
on now.
Damn, man. See, you can't miss the moment here, man. This with this soundboard here. You got to be quick here. Reset, clear. Come on, man. Hey, let's get out of this, man. Let me get out of this. I can't move this phone or else I'll mess it up.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
.1. What was it? The 1.0 or 10.0 network? I can't even remember. It is the 1.0 network /24. 1.0/24. But we don't work with subnet masks in access control lists. We work with wildcard bits, which is the reverse of that. So in this case, reverse 000.255 rather than 255.255.0, which is /24, right? Question mark, you'll see we could add a log entry, so that way if something matches, give us a syslog message, but we're going to leave that blank. So we'll just press enter now. That is what our rule is saying. Permit anybody in the 192.168.1.0 network /24 network. That's what this is saying, right? This access control list. We'll exit, Q exit.
Come on now, dog.
Exit out of this.
Come on, man.
Step 3. We only got 6 tasks for this. We're on step 3, so we're halfway done. On router 4, issue the command that contains the external NAT interface and the access control list that enables PAT, or port address translation. So what they want us to do here, basically they want us to set up network address translation and define the exiting interface. So since we're doing it on this router right here, router 4, and we're coming from here, this is ingress, that's egress or exit, that means the exiting interface is this guy right here. Bloop. What's that interface? 000. So that's going to be the external interface. So in this case, we'll just let's look at our cheat sheets on how to configure that. Shout out to Jeremy Stretch at packetlife.net. If you want to copy these, visit that website for all these cheat sheets here, right? We did our access control list, but we're not doing dynamic. We're doing port address translation. The command is IP NAT source. I know there's a lot to remember. IP NAT inside source list. What's the access control list number? We said it was number 2. We're not going to define a pool. We didn't say a specific pool. And it would just put the keyword overload. But we're not doing a pool. We're going to be doing an interface. So this is what we're doing. Interface overloading. So we're actually going to be doing this right here. IP NAT source inside. IP NAT inside source list. The list number was number 2. The interface, which is what the exiting interface was. This guy right here. 000. And then 000. And then the keyword overload, which turns it into port address translation. Let's go ahead and do that. We said it was IP NAT inside source. The access control list was what? You press enter, you see. You could either do, well, I think that's it, just list, right? Let me zoom out here. Either list or static, or is it just list? Yeah, you can do a static address translation as well. That's one-to-one natting, but we're not doing that. We're doing port address translation. So we're doing one address to a whole bunch of, one address space and translating it to one IP address, but it's going to have a port number at the end of it. So in this case, the list number was number 2. And then, hold up, my bad. List, and then the number. So list number 2, question mark, you'll see interface. What was the interface? We said it was serial 0/0, question mark, you'll see the overload and address translation, right? So overload is the keyword for port. Just remember that overload keyword means you're turning it from dynamic to port address translation. Y'all got any questions so far? Any comments? Or am I explaining anything messed up or anything? Y'all let me know. Who we got in the building? We got Morgan Lucas in the building. Nice to see you back in the building as well, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. We got Mario C in the building. Damn, a whole bunch of y'all showed up. We got Professor Black Ops in the building. Shout out to Professor Black Ops. If you guys are into cybersecurity, check out his YouTube channel. He said, I've been doing a lot of networking studying for AWS. Yeah, I know you was you said you was working on the what's that certification for AWS? Not the associate one, but the kind of like the entry-level AWS cert. Is that what you say you were working on? Configuring AWS routing to the on-prem networking, making it look like one big network in the routing tables. That's what's up, man. What he said there? What's the best router via packet tracer is best to use today? Good question. That depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them on there, so there's no best router per se. But like my physical routers that I have like 2821, which is a really old one, but I use that as my terminal server to console. To console into other routers. I have an 1841, which is pretty good. My favorite one is the 1921 router. It's super quiet, it's small, compact. I wanted to take it somewhere and study with it, which I wouldn't do.
You stupid.
But that's my favorite router, the Cisco 1921 router. Sean Mitchell said, funny, I was just teaching this today in class. I use Paint all the time. Hey, man, I love Paint, man. It's just easy and simple. I mean, I know I probably should use Photoshop for like my thumbnails and all this other stuff, but it's just a lot, man. What else? Okay, so we caught up, man. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit me with that like button and subscribe to your boy. I think that's it for that step. We're on we was on step 3. Now I think we're on step 4, and there's only 6 tasks on here. So on router 4, configure the NAT inside and outside interfaces. So after we've created the access control list, we say we do this long ass command to basically tie the exiting interface to the access control list, and then we add the overload keywords. That way it'll add a port number at the end of the translation, and I'll show y'all what it looks like once we do the translation, right? Now they want us to define what's the outside interface and the inside interface. Well, like I said, when we are looking at this network right here, we're saying that this was the dividing line, right? Since we're doing all the configurations here, right? The local area network sits on this side of the network, and the wide area network, or internet, if you want to call it that, sits on that side of the network. Which one is the outside interface, and which one is the inside interface? Cue Jeopardy theme song.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we already know that this is the outside interface right here. So that means that serial 00, that should be our outside interface. And then over here should be our inside interface, since this is the inside of the network, right? Local area network, wide area network. So let's go ahead and define those two. We go to interface. Let's do the interface, the inside one first, which was FA01. So FA0/1. And it's real simple. We look at our cheat sheet. I don't already know what it is. It's IP NAT inside, but let me just pull up the cheat sheets, right? Does he talk about what it is? Yeah, right there. That is how you do. This is the boundary configuration. You go to the interface. The IP addressing was already configured for us. That's what I like about Boson Netsim. They do half of the lab for you, and you could just focus on what you need to focus on. We already know how to configure IP addressing. We're just worried about NAT today, right? It's simple. IP NAT inside, and then the other one is IP NAT outside. That's it, right? Same thing kind of here, right? Inside network, outside network, except it's just left to right over here. So let's go ahead and do that. IP NAT inside, and then we said the outside was the serial interface. So inside interface serial, what was it, 00? It was, yeah, 00. So serial 0/0, and then IP NAT outside. And then the next thing he said was, from PC1 and PC3, verify that you can ping router 3, which means this guy right here, PC1 and PC3. They want us to make sure that these guys can ping router 3, which is an interface, probably that interface right there, 001, which I think we already tried at the beginning of this stream right here. Yes, we did. It was 180.10.1.1, but let me go on there and verify that, right? Verify, like my boss would say. Enter global config mode. I don't even know what the password is. I'm assuming it's Cisco. Enter. You gotta be quick with that, man. What's going on, man?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, they didn't really put security. We just talked about vulnerabilities and security at the beginning of the stream about a botnet that hid for 18 months, and they put in passwords like Cisco on here. Luckily, this is just a lab environment, right? Show IP interface brief. We said the IP address was that right there. That's what we're gonna ping. 180.10.1.1. Go to PC1. Get on our knees. Pray to the network gods. We got a reply. Let's go to PC3 and do the same thing, and most likely it'll work. Ping 180.10.1.1. Get on our knees. Pray to the network gods. And we got some replies. Good. On router 4, display the NAT translation table, right? Since we said router 4 was the NAT router, this guy right here, this guy right over here, he's the NAT router. They want us to see the translation that was going on between, once the traffic was going back and forth between this, right? So now we're going to look at the translation table. How we do that? Look at our cheat sheet. I'm telling you guys, packetlife.net. These cheat sheets been out for like years, man. Where are they at? Where they at though? I need that sound effect. There they are right there. Troubleshooting. Show IP NAT translations. We could do statistics as well, and then we could clear the translations also, just in case for troubleshooting purposes. In this case, we're just going to do show IP NAT translation. Copy, paste, enter, and there's the translations there. We got the inside global address, 181.2. Inside local address, and notice there's a port number affixed to the end of the IP address, like I was mentioning. Let me see what he said. Funny, I was just teaching this today and you paint all the time. So you, Sean, you were teaching that as well, and also what school, or if you want to, let us know. That's cool though, man. So we got that address that was translated to this one, 192.168.1.3. And then outside local versus outside global. Now, this is where sometimes I used to get confused at, right? Look at our cheat sheet again, and this is the verbiage that sometimes that I used to get confused. Sometimes I'll have to read it again to try to remember. There's inside global, there's an inside local, an outside local, and an outside global, right? Just know that the outside, we said, was the wide area network. Just remember that. That's how I like to start with it, looking at first. So in this case, this will be the outside, and then this will be the inside, right? Once we said that this was the border, right? And then when we're talking about local versus global, we're saying, let's see, outside is over here. The outside, the inside, let me see, let's take a look at it again. Let me take a look at it again before I explain this real quick.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Where are we at here? Oh, there's the other lab. In case you guys, which we'll do another one. We'll do one more lab before the end of the stream if we got time. Just make sure you're joined to the Discord server, so that way you can get a copy of this and do it together along with us. It's on Packet Tracer. Hopefully you got Packet Tracer installed. Let me copy that and put it on the Discord server. The what are you talking about? The invite for the Discord server. I'm gonna put it on in the group chat there, so that way you guys can get a heads up. Inside local is just local IPv4. Yes, right. But what about inside global? Right, the inside global address. Is it that? Let me see. Let me verify that though before I start. See, here is what they said right here. Inside local is the actual address assigned to an inside host, and then inside global is the address seen from the outside. So in this case, let's look at it real quick. Let me give you the Discord invite real quick. That is the Discord. He said Network's back with more hair. Yeah, I am, man.
Bruh.
I got way more hair now, man. I've been growing it out, man. This is the invite to the Discord server. I'm gonna pin that message there, and then if you want a copy of the other lab, the Packet Tracer lab that we're gonna do, join the Discord server and you can download it from there. So inside global is the inside address seen from the outside. So in this case, let me pull that up. Pull that up. Inside. There's the inside addresses, right? So what he is seeing, the server or the router 3 is seeing this inside global address, 180.10.1.2, 4654. He is seeing that address. This guy is seeing that. So let me show you. This guy who's on the outside is seeing one of these two. Their public IP address was that 180.4654, right? The inside local address, what's inside local is the actual address to that. So I think it's probably 1.3. It's probably going to be him. He's probably 1.3. So that's his actual address. He is 1.3. He's 1.3. And then they gave him the port number of 4654. So when he exits out, he's getting the IP address of 180.10.1.2 with that port number. That is what router 3 is seeing when this guy pings him, right? But his actual IP address is his inside local, 192.168.1.3. What's outside local and outside global? Those are pretty much the same. So this is the outside device, right? The local address would be if they had another, like, I guess another port number back here or something. And then what is that? Outside global, let's look up our cheat sheet real quick, is the actual address assigned to the outside host. And then this is the address seen. So they're pretty much the same because he's not doing any translation or anything. We just have his public IP address. I hope that makes sense. I hope that I didn't confuse y'all. It's tricky. But yeah, the inside global and the outside global, that sometimes it messes me up when I'm looking at it and stuff like that. But get you this cheat sheet right here, packetlife.net, and this kind of explains it better than I did.
Bruh.
But inside global is what our IPv4 local looks like from the outside. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this lab. We successfully pinged from PC1 and PC3, right? We successfully pinged from that guy and this guy. And if we want to look at the rest of the translations, 181.2 was, let me see, same, it's that router, or no, this router again. And then, I thought I pinged also from the other PC. I thought I would have seen the translation from the other guy. I guess not. Who's 1.3? I think he's 1.3, right? Let's see. IP config. Yeah, he's 1.3. PC1's probably 1.1. No, he's 1.2. So how come we didn't see his translation? Probably, let's see, 1.2. Let's go to this guy. 1.2. I didn't see him. Let's try that one more time and see. I just want to see something real quick. Let him ping. So that worked, but where is the translation for that? Show IP NAT Translations. Oh, the other one cleared. Notice we got a different port number now, 3688. The other one was 4654. So 4654 was the other one. So they clear after about, I want to say 5 minutes maybe? I don't remember. But let's ping from the other PC real quick and try that again. Ping. And see the two translations. We should have another entry in here. Show IP translations. There it is right there. See that? 1.3 and 1.2. Right? He was 1.2. Was he 1.2? No, he's 1. Yeah, he's 1.2. My bad. He's 1.2. And he's 1.3. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Control G, just verify we're done with our work. Yes, you've completed the lab successfully. Click OK to view the results. We already done that. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but lately I said I'm going to try the lab every day. But if you want to know when I'm going to stream, I haven't been doing that. I'm going to try the lab every day, stream every day, but it's going to be sometime between 6 and 9. Lately it's been at 9 o'clock. So just make sure you subscribe to your boy. Hit me with that like button. What else can I say? Let's do one more lab. Let's do one more lab before we knock this out, man, because I usually try to do this stream to the end of the hour, which would be 10 o'clock. Next lab is another network address translation. This one comes with the Cisco CCNP lab manual, right? Yes, they actually have packet tracer labs that you can do here. This is different lab though. This is going to be this is also network address translation, but I think it's static NAT. Let's just look at the steps and see what they want us to do here and verify, right? So this is the network we're going to be working with, right? Notice we've got the outside right here in red. Now we have 3 inside networks. So this looks like he'll be the boundary router, right? That's going to be the boundary just like this. Well, actually, it's more like going to be, let's know that it's going to be more like this. The boundary will probably sit back here because we have 3 local area networks. We got local area network 2, 1, as well as 3. So we got 3 local area networks. But when they exit out of here, they're going to share this public IP address. Right there, right? How many steps we here? It looks like we've got about 5 steps. In this lab, we'll configure a router with dynamic NAT with PAT. This will translate addresses, so similar to the Boson Netsim lab. I'll give you guys a couple minutes if you guys want to download it. Just make sure you join the Discord server that's in the chat right there. From in there, you can download this lab and hopefully have Packet Tracer installed.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And then you'll be able to launch this and run it with us. So what's up, bro? Hope you and your family is going good. We got Paul C in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Haven't heard from or seen from you in a while. Yeah, I'm just getting back into it, man. I said I'm gonna try to stream every day. I'm gonna try to lab every day. It's gonna be around 6 to 9. Lately, it's been at 9 o'clock. It just depends on how busy my day is and stuff is at work or whatever. So,
Hello there.
Let's go ahead and get started. If y'all not gonna download it, in this activity, you will only configure router 2, which we said. This guy will be the NAT router. Use a named ACL to permit the addresses from LAN 1, 2, and 3 to be translated. Specify the LANs in this order. Use the name R2NAT, all uppercase. The name you use must match this name exactly.
Wait, what?
Let's go to router 2. And this was, whose question was that? Power Non-Shell, what's the best router via packet tracer? Well, like we said, they got a couple routers, if you can see. We'll go to right here. You got the 4321, the 1941, 29. There's a whole bunch of routers. So there's no best router per se. They all have their own functions, but I think this is the most, that's probably this is an ISR router, integrated services router. It's an enterprise grade router, and I want to say it's like a de facto standard aside from ASRs, but for small business or medium-sized business, this is probably the best router, if that's what the kind of answer you're looking for. Let's go ahead and create that named ACL. So we'll go to global config mode. Ooh, I cannot see this. I don't like this. Here's what I like about Packet Tracer. We could change all of that. Preferences. I haven't used Packet Tracer in a while, actually. I want the text to be yellow. And I want the background to be black. Apply. Let's make my text a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Apply. CLI. Close. Back to router 2. Is that? I hope you guys can see that right there. Enable. Authorize access only. Go to global config mode. And that might have to help me out with this one because I haven't done this one in a while, or these type of access control network address translation in a while. IP access list. They say they want us to name it R2 NAT. Question mark. We'll see. They said to specify these local area networks. They didn't ask for a destination or anything like that. Did they? Should use the first IP address space. The name you use must match this name exactly. So let's do a standard and then do those local area networks. So in this case, IP access list, let's do standard. We're going to name it, they said R2 NAT, all uppercase. Carriage return, you'll see, press enter. That puts us in standard named access control list mode. From here we say we're going to permit. Who are we going to permit? IP? No, you don't do protocol. See, I was looking for the IP command here, but that's for extended lists. Extended, you can define the type of protocol you're going to allow or deny. In this case, we just need to work on the address space. So in this case, they said it had to be in this order. LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3. What's the address space for LAN 1? LAN 1 sits down here. The address space is 192.168.10.0/24. So 192.168.10.0. And then we'll probably do the wildcard mask again. 000.255. Press enter for the carriage return.
A few moments later.
And then they said to do it in this order. LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3. What's next to? LAN 2, which is 20.0 network. So permit. Same thing, but let's just change that to 20.0. Y'all with me so far? I hope you guys downloaded it so that way y'all doing it with me. And I ain't the only one doing this shit, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This was supposed to be a group effort here, man. A group project. And let y'all do the work. Like I used to do in school, right? And the next one's probably going to be the 30.0 network if they numbered it like they should. LAN 3 is the 30.0 network. And I think that's all we need to do with that. He said permit the IP address range. Yes, that's what we did. With a wildcard mask. You got it. Yep, appreciate that. Pete. Shout out to Pete for that one. Next step says your name must match this exactly. What's good? In late. We got phase 114 in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Phase 114. We're working on network address translation. We did a lab in Boson Netsim. We wrapped that up real quick, about halfway through the stream, and now we're doing network address translation lab in Packet Tracer. If you want to follow along and do it along with us, hit me that like button. And then click the Discord server. I know you already joined to the Discord server, but click that link and then you can download the lab and do it along with us. So that way, I ain't the only one doing this shit. Next task was, oh, we got a new subscriber, Jose A. Ars Guzman. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. The next task was create a NAT pool named R2 pool. Luckily, we have our cheat sheets to remember how to do them. The pool should use the first address from the 209.165.202.128/30 address space. The pool you name must match this name exactly. All translated addresses must use this address as their outside address. Thanks, fam. Yep, appreciate that, man. So, how do we create a NAT pool? Let's look at our cheat sheets again. Y'all know, I'm telling y'all, packetlife.net. To create a NAT pool of inside global addresses, we're not going to do this one. There's different ways to do the NAT pool. We can create a NAT pool right here, like this. IP NAT pool, and then the address space, and then match a prefix length and stuff like that. Or we could just combine them with a translation rule. Actually, no, we got to do both of these, I believe. We got to do both of these. So we got to create the pools and then combine them with the translation rule. So let's verify. This is source static, and then this is outside to inside. Or I think we can do it. I think we got to do this right here too. Static entries, because they didn't say nothing about overloading, did they? Don't remember. The pool should use. All right, let's create the NAT pool first. Router 2, right? Let's get out of this. I think we done our access control list. Let's verify our access control list though. Show IP access list. Yep. So we're allowing these guys right here. I think that looks good, right? Y'all with me? Let me know if that looks good. According to Pete, that looks good. So IP IP source. Jeez, what was the damn command, man? IP not access list. We're working with network address translation. There it is, NAT. I thought I did that. NAT, just like that, right? And then we're doing inside address translation, right? And then the pool, or we do the pool first. Let's do the pool first. IP NAT pool, and then the pool name. They said the pool name had to be R2 pool, all uppercase. R2 pool. The start IP address space is. They said the pool should use the first address from the 209.165.202.128/30 address space. Here, let me show y'all. I think the first address will be .129. That's the start address. Right there. The pool should use the first address from this address space right here. So I believe 209.165.202.128. So the first address will be 1.129. And then we already named the pool like that right here. And then configure NAT with the ACL and NAT pool you've created. And I think that command, let me stop jumping around. Let's do that pool first. Start IP address was 209. Move this over. Y'all with me so far? 209.165. So 209.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
202.129 is the first address. And then the last IP. Is it the last usable that you got to do? Is that what you got to do here? So in this case, if it's /30, there's only two usable ones, right? In this case, so 129 and then 130. Let me look at that one more time. Yeah, it's /30. So that means there's only two usable addresses. So that means 129, and then the ending address will be 130. if I'm thinking that correctly. So let's do that. Let me just do that and take a look. Luckily, there's a that's what I like about Packet Tracer. Similar to Boson Netsim with these labs here, we can click the grade feature or check results feature and then see what we're missing, and then it'll kind of give us the answers basically. But we're gonna try to do this on our own, right? Plus, I'm gonna get some help from you guys, man. 165.202. I believe it's 130 will be the ending address, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be using these two usable addresses. That the network mask, I guess, will be /30. So what? A net mask /30. So 255.255.255. It's not a wildcard mask, right? It's actually a network mask. In this case, 252, right? Y'all let me know if I'm doing this right or wrong. Yep, last usable. So yeah, I believe the last usable will be .130, right? Press enter. That's our pool. The next step here says, I don't know what you mean by that. Ooh, there's another one. Let me take a look at this real quick, man. I've been working on investing in real estate and stuff, you guys. And I see a nice little property right here. I like that one. Let me take a look at that. What's going on here? Hey. Might have to look at that one. It's all done up too. Exactly what I was looking for. Move in ready. Okay. I might take a look at that one. We'll see. Okay. I see you. Anyway, configure NAT with the ACL and NAT pool that you've created. So I believe it's this command right here. We look at our cheat sheets again. Shout out to PacketLife.net. I keep telling y'all,
another one.
This thing's always coming through, right? So to combine them, I believe it's going to be this right here. We're going to do IP NAT inside, and then in source list, and then the name of it. Since we didn't number it, we named it, and then I'm sorry. Yeah, we named the access control list and then the pool, and we also named the pool. So this is how we combine the access control list to the pool, or with the pool rather, right? And that's what they asked us to do here. Yes, configure NAT with the ACL and NAT pool that you've created. And then after that, we'll do the inside and outside interfaces, which is the last step right there. Let's do that. Let's do that part. I believe you are right. I hope so, man. Let's see. And if not, there's also the check results button. IP NAT. Oops. Source. No. Let me just question mark. Ain't no shame in my game. Inside source and then list. In this case, the access control list was what? Was it R2 list? What was the name of the list? We named it R2 NAT. That's the name of the access control list. So R2 NAT, we question mark, you'll see the pool. What's the name of the pool? They're gonna ask you, right? The name of the pool was yeah, I know I got a short-term memory. R2 pool. Uppercase R2 pool. And yes, it is case sensitive, I believe. Just don't worry about that. That's just the keyword, but we'll type it out anyway. R2 pool question mark, and then did they ask us to do some overloading? Well, this lab did call for. Did it call for port address translation? It did not, so we may or may not have to put the overload keyword on there. Let's see. Yes, dynamic NAT with PAT. Once you see PAT, anything that has to do with PAT, you got to put in that overload keyword at the end of it. Just remember that. That's one of the things you definitely got to remember. Haven't done this stuff in a few months, and it shows for me. Same here, dude. Don't fret. We're gonna try to do NAT probably all week, man, until this stuff sticks in our brains, man. At least in mine. I haven't done that in a while, so let me see what he said here. Let me move this over so I can see y'all real quick, because I haven't oh, my bad, I moved this over, didn't mean to do that. Okay, yeah, so I think that was it. We just added the overload keyword.
A few moments later.
And then I believe press enter, but I'm a question mark so y'all can see. CR means CAS return. Press enter. That's the end of that command. The next step, we got 2 more steps, and then we're gonna call it a night. Configure static NAT to map the pool. To configure static NAT to map the local .pka server to the second address from the from this address space. Let me come back to that one, because I know how we can actually configure the interfaces. That for sure. We know that this is going to be the outside interface, but we've got 3 inside interfaces, or 3 interfaces that could possibly be inside. So maybe we could just do all 3 as inside interfaces. Is that correct? Y'all let me know. I think we can do, this is definitely going to be an outside interface, and I believe we can have 3 inside interfaces. Can you do that? I didn't know you can do that. I guess this is why this is a CCNP lab. Let's go to router 2. We know that the outside interface is going to be serial 010. Configure terminal interface serial, and we got to go back to that other step because I didn't completely understand that. /0. Ain't no shame in my game. Y'all know I'm gonna let y'all know, man. If I don't know something. IP NAT, we know that that's the outside interface, right? The next couple interfaces we have on here are what? Show IP interface brief. We see we got what else is addressed here? Get it? Addressed. Serial. We said this is going to be the outside. The rest are going to be inside. The ones with the private IP addresses. So FA00 and then the other 2 serial interfaces. So these 2 are inside, and this is also inside. Let's start with the fast Ethernet 00. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you have more than 1 inside interface? Y'all let me know. 0/0. If that's the case, then that's news to me, and you learn something every day, right? Let me see. No. Damn, they ain't got it. Yeah. The more you know. Remember that? I believe that's from Reading Rainbow. I don't remember. IP NAT. No, this is the inside interface right here. So inside. And then we have, Matt said, where are you getting these labs? There is a book called the CCNP Lab Manual. And they have a whole bunch of labs that come with it, right? So let me show you my study sheet that I had. I'll create this study sheet. I created this study sheet that I was doing when I was studying for Encore and on RC exam and stuff like that. I'll give you guys a copy of this too. But this is the book. Is it Encore? Let's see. Yeah, the lab manual. There it is right there. And if you guys want, I'll give you a copy of this cheat sheet too. Well, not cheat sheet, but this study sheet that I created here. Yeah, this right here. So this was the study plan when I was actually studying for this stuff. This is the lab manual that is for the Encore exam, right? They have a bunch of labs that you can use, that you could use actual hardware, and they also come with packet tracer labs as well. So, and I believe you had to be in the Cisco Networking Academy, or you can go on Amazon and just buy the damn book, pretty much, and then you can find the labs online. So, but yeah, that's where they came from. The Encore lab manual. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, right? Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in? Nope, I can't zoom in. But that's the book right there. If you just do CCNP Encore Lab Manual, you'll see that on Amazon. So, thank you, sir. Yeah, no problem, man. Let's do. Can you have you guys figured it out? Can you have more than 1 inside interface? I didn't know if you can, but I'm pretty sure this lab looks like it calls for it. So let's just go ahead and try. Interface serial 000 IP NAT inside. What happens? It didn't throw up at me yet. And then let's do one more, which was serial, this one right here, 001. So interface serial 0/0/1 and IP NAT inside. And let's just do a show IP NAT, what is it? Translations? No. You can't see who are your interfaces. Show NAT. Nope.
Come on now.
Nope.
Let's do let's just do a show run and see. We got an inside interface here, another inside interface here. So yeah, I didn't know that you can have more than one inside interface. You guys let me know. I do have a CAD account. Okay, so yeah, I believe you could probably get but you can find the labs on there. But if you go join my Discord server, I share all the labs that I work on these live streams. So, but the link is right there in the chat. Join the Discord server, and you can download this lab that we did today. And I'll be doing that for every time I'm streaming. Anytime I'm streaming, and I have the lab that you could actually do. Like, for example, I have actual routers and switches and stuff like that. Maybe I'll share the PDF that we do the lab from, but obviously I can't give you my routers and switches so y'all can lab with me. But if you have hardware, you can do it along with me. But I will definitely share like the PDF file or whatever it is that we're doing together. Yes, and multiple outside too. Thank you for that, Pete.
Another one.
So I guess we got more than one inside interface. Didn't know you can do that. The last step that I did not understand, which was, where was it? It was where they at though? It was this right here. So we configured the interfaces. Configure static NAT to map the server inside address to the second address from that address space that we mentioned, which was what? The second address, second usable, is 130. So that means they want us to set, where's the PKA server? I believe it's this right here. Set this to be, no, that's the outside address. Yeah, I really don't understand this one. But that's the outside IP address space, right? Where's that, the IP address space? Now, see, now I'm lost. Let's see. No, that's definitely the one, that address space that they said. .128. So this is inside, outside. Let me see, y'all. Not moving this over. What is that address right there? What is that right there? Oh, that's the server I was looking at. This one right here, my bad. This is a Cisco PKA server. This is the local PKA server. That's what we need to work with. That's why I was getting confused there. So let's see. Configure static NAT to, okay, gotcha. So I think this is wrong. We should have just had one IP address as the pool, right? But we'll see. Let's see. I see a link at the top of the chat. Thanks. Your server isn't listed in comments. I didn't know you had one. Oh yeah, it's at the top of the chat. That's the Discord server. Let's do that. Let's do that though. Go to global config mode, and I believe what they want us to do is static NAT to map the server inside address to the second address. So let's look at our cheat sheet real quick one more time. We're doing basically one-to-one mapping. So believe it's this right here is what they want us to do. Dynamic translation with a static entry. Okay, I think that's what they want us to do. What is the IP address of that server? The server's inside address. The server, I believe, is this right here. So they want us to do this right here, basically. Static. I mean, yeah, a static translation with these two addresses here. That's why they was there. I didn't even see that. I mean, I saw that, but I didn't know what the hell that was. So IP NAT, what is it? Source? No. Yeah, inside source question mark. I keep forgetting with this verbiage here with this, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There's just so much to remember. IP NAT inside source. The list. Or are we gonna do static first? Static. Inside local. 192.168.20.254. Inside global IP, I guess it's gonna be that right there. That's gonna be the inside global IP, right? Let me know. 209 202.165. And if we do this wrong, we can always click the check results button and see where we fucked up at, basically. 202.130, right? That's the IP address that the outside that it's going to translate to. We question mark and we'll see that's pretty much it. So translate this address to that address when you go out, basically. I think that's how they wanted us to do it. Press enter. Did they have us do any checks or anything or ping anything and then do some? No, they didn't do any. They didn't tell us to do any of that. So I guess what we could do is try to ping something on the outside address space and then take a look at the pool and translations, right? Let me have PC1 try to ping. Oh, let's see. Yeah, this is an inside. This is an inside address. That's an inside address. What is that? What is that? Okay. Let's have him ping, let's say the Cisco PKA server. What's his address? He is 209.165.201.30.
A few moments later.
Ping. Go to the desktop. Come on, man. Come on, man. Ping. 20. Yeah, no, I can't remember what he said. Packetlife.net. Yep. Are these cheat sheets listed somewhere in your Discord server? No, they're not. But if you go to packetlife.net right there, and then the cheat sheets are on there. They have cheat sheets for almost every topic for the CCNA exam, and this stuff really helps us with the CCNP exam also, man. Thanks, Pete. Though these check results things come with buying a course at Cisco, or can I play around with free labs and have my results checked? You can play with free labs as well. I got these for free 99, man. So, and then, but if you go to my Discord server, you can just download it, and I'll just give away the ones that I've been doing. The book though, if you want the book though, you actually have to get the book like online. You can get it on Amazon, but if you look around very deeply, if you really look around on the internet, you will find it. Just know that
FBI, open up!
somebody will be watching if you're not careful. You know, keep your VPNs on, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, what was the address again? 209 dot. Let me just copy and paste this motherfucker, man. Ping that guy. Paste. Press enter. Do we get a reply?
Nope.
Wait for it.
Nope.
And we got a reply. Good. I was getting nervous there for a second. So let's try it again because we had to drop. He was probably ARPing for the gateway and stuff like that. And we immediately got a reply that time. Let's take a look at the addressing table. Translations. Show IP NAT translations. And we got a whole bunch of translations here, man. That's because remember when you send a ping, by default you send like 4 pings. So he got a new port number each time he pinged. And you see that right there? He got a port number 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, etc. each time he pinged that server. So and then I sent it again, remember? And that's why there's like a whole bunch of translations. So we got to do a different port number every time he sent the ping, man. So
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
it looks like we got it going. Let's just verify our work with the check results button, like I was mentioning. Check results and see what we're missing here. You did not complete the activity, even though I showed y'all it worked. It's something we're missing here, though. So let's see. The pool name. Did I configure it correctly? It looks like we got everything correct, right? We got some points for the R2 NAT table, the source settings. So we did everything correct except that pool name. What the fuck did I do?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Configure NAT pool. Let's take a look at the NAT pool and see what we got wrong there. So we got 7 out of 8. I guess that's good. And the score is at 85. Jesus. Let's take a look at that one more time. Oh, this was the lab for Boson Netsim if you're just tuned in. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Let me close this. Let's take a look at the NAT pool and see what we did wrong. Show. Let's do a show run so we can get this out of the way. The pool, we called it R2 pool, but we configured it wrong for some reason. What did we do wrong with it? I'm assuming I did not need to put this address. That's what I think it is right there. I think we just needed to do one address. And just do 129 and then 129 again. Because the 130 is actually going to be that server right there. So we don't want to use that address. I think that's what it is. The pool name doesn't even matter. It doesn't, but for the grading purposes, they said... You're right about that, Pete. But it says for grading purposes, use the name R2, no, my bad. Create a pool named R2 pool. The pool should use blah, 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 the first address from the address space. Oh, and that's it. The pool name you must use, the pool name you use must match this name exactly. It doesn't have to for it to work, but for grading purposes, they wanted it to be named exactly R2 pool. But I think my problem was, I should use the first address from the address space, which was .129, and only that address, which means I might have to type it again and not the 130. The 130 was actually this server up here. So I think that's what I did wrong. Let's go in there, know that out.
Nope.
And, price drop. Hey, there's some. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the real estate market, man, but I pay really close attention to it because I'm trying to get into investing and stuff. Man, it's just crazy right now. Go to global config mode. I'm pretty sure it's still in my cache. Still, no, it's not. There it is, right there. That right there. No, that's the server. Damn, it's not in the cache. It's not in the cache. So I'm actually have to write this out. All right, let's do this. Let's copy that and then negate this command right here. This right here. We're gonna get rid of that. I believe we just needed to put one IP address and then double that. So copy. Right. We'll say no this. Paste. R2 pool in use cannot destroy. Damn, and I don't feel like rebuilding all this, man. I really don't. We just gonna have to call it a night, man. Y'all want to rebuild this for this to work so that way we get at 100? Cause I'm ready to call it, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on now, dog.
Moments later,
Come on, man.
I don't pay attention because a patch of dirt here in Australia is millions. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I just been on this kick and investing lately. If you want CCNA, just watch Jeremy's IT Lab on YouTube. Yeah, Jeremy's IT Lab, great YouTube channel, man. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Him along with David Bombole. There's a couple guys, but I like Jeremy's IT Lab. The pool name doesn't matter, but if it was static, it would be a pool. A pool is multiple. I like how you did the lab. The instructions weren't the best. They weren't. Bro, do you ever consider doing these in a Zoom or some video teleconferences, communications app to make it more interactive?
Nope.
I just don't really have the time, man. I just been, like I said, I do a lot of work. I have projects, man. I have a daughter. This one right here, just to even set up for the YouTube is a lot. But yeah, I thought about that. I did do a little study group with a couple guys and stuff like that. But it was just a lot, man. I like doing this on my own terms because I could do it whenever I'm on. It gives me a little bit more flexibility. If I don't feel like streaming today, I don't have to. So. Where did you buy these labs with grading from? Like I said, got them on the internet. The book you can also get from Amazon. You can get that from the internet too if you really look for it, man. But just know that
FBI, open up!
options. I guess we could destroy the pool, reuse it, and rebuild it. Let's try that. Let's just try that for now. He said, cannot destroy, the pool is in use. So I can't destroy that pool. I'd have to destroy this source list. Let me see if I can destroy the source list and then the pool and then redo all of that over again. Just so let me do this. No, destroy that. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, we can. And then let's see if we can destroy the destroy this pool. I just want to see real quick. No, this. Destroy that. Okay, we're good so far. And then let's rebuild that, but put instead of .129 over again, we're gonna do, I mean .130. We're gonna say 129 again. Pool not found. Oh, we got to create the pool first. So create the pool first, which is this right here, and then put in this R2 and pool. Cannot destroy. Oh, I didn't mean to destroy it. I meant to just do it over again. So get rid of the no. Control A. Get rid of the no. Make that pool. And I believe that's what they wanted here. Let's check our results and then just call it a night if that ain't it, because I'm ready to go. Y'all, check results. That's what it was. We needed to do one IP address. That's why I had to double that that IP address. I hope that explains it right. But anyway, y'all hit that like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But lately I said I'm going to try to lab every day, which means I'm going to stream every day, which means it requires me to look for a lab that has something to do with what I read from the official cert guide, try to ingrain these topics, and then try to lab it out. And then if I have time, I'll try to like practice it and then try to learn the topic so I can fully explain it to you guys before I stream. Otherwise, I'll just fumble through it like I did right now. But
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There's a lot of smart people in the chat room there, and you guys can help me out if we ever do mess up, or if I, have a little couple issues in there. So anyway, we'll stream again tomorrow. Probably we'll try to do another NAT lab until we, until we can get our shots in. It's about repetition is the key to mastery, right?
Another one.
So yes, we're gonna do
another one.
a NAT lab tomorrow. But anyways, again, comment, like, subscribe.